I'm Kelly Thompson, and you're listening to Capes and Lunatics.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here, the line fades to nothing at all. This is a world of capes and lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Tonight, Lilith Hellfire dropping the F-bombs. Charlie Esser in the house. The whole family's in the middle of a big math discussion. And I got Friday off. Woo! Who knows what madness will ensue tonight? Capes and Lunatics starts right now. Lilith's like a mess. Anyway,
It's
welcome
a Thursday night. Of course, Capes and Lunatics is going to be a mess any Thursday night. That's just how it goes.
Capes and Lunatics episode 59. It's me, Phil.
59? Oh, 59.
59. Yeah, you got
59. No, 10 more, Lilith.
You got your way rolled this week. I am Phil. Joining me, the number cruncher in Canada there is.
Hey, y'all. It's Lil Hellfire. What's up?
And in the middle of the sideshow there in Jersey is
Charlie, the Professor Esser, with Tristan and Ben in the background.
That's right. See, if you want to see the second show going on, you should subscribe to our YouTube.
Yes, we have started. You got the live in the corner there, Tristan.
Do it live.
You gotta listen to what's going on. If you see me dancing, the show's live, Tris.
If I have pants on, we're live, Tristan.
Well, that's a complete misnomer, Philip.
Yeah, it's only from you can only see him from like the shoulders up. So.
Should have said shirt. Sorry.
Please, yeah. Yeah.
What are we talking about today? This week's been an absolute mess.
Can we actually talk about the death today?
Yeah, go ahead.
Harlan Ellison, author of Crazy as a Soup Sandwich, which I know he has much more famous things, but that's the thing I love him best for. It was honestly, I can honestly say is probably the most influential bit of writing in my life is Harlan Ellison's Crazy as a Soup Sandwich, which was a Twilight Zone episode, as well as a comic book feature that he did. And he's reworked it a couple times. It's a short story about a guy who sells his soul to the devil or a demon and goes to a gangster to help him defeat the demon. And it's got a great twist ending. It's just one of my favorite pieces. And if you have ever seen Crazy as a Soup Sandwich, it was on the 80s Twilight Zone. For those who remember the 80s Twilight Zone, which was really awesome and is just one of those great forgotten. It's like the Bo Maverick of Twilight Zones, where it was really good, but no one remembers that it ever existed. For those who don't know, Bo Maverick was the third Maverick brother, played by Roger Moore, back before he was even the Saint. And really, honestly, I think I will say maybe even almost as good as Garner, if not a little bit in his own way better than Garner as a Maverick. But the 80s Twilight Zone was fantastic. Harlan Ellison, big contributor to that. Harlan Ellison, one of the influential sci-fi writers of the 20th century. And of course, as I understand, full of scandals about things he did inappropriately as well. So that's the floor for Harlan Ellison. I still like his work, you know?
It just makes me think maybe before the day comes, you should tell us what you want in your obituary, Charlie Esser.
That I was the unrecognized Emperor Emeritus of all the universe.
The Emperor has no pants.
Why would an Emperor wear pants? Who's going to tell the Emperor to put on pants? Really? You know, the whole point of the Emperor's new clothes is that the Emperor wasn't duped. The Emperor was like, yeah, cool, I get to walk around naked, and I'm the Emperor. So don't tell me I'm naked, because I do what I want. I do what I want. I'm the Emperor.
Yes.
I do what I want.
Kyle,
Everybody should
nice,
post up Kark all the time. I totally encourage it.
It's a quotable show, you know? It's, you know, some of its performances, you know, it's hit and miss, but for pure quotes, it's a very quotable show.
Quotes or sound drops?
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, some episodes are not as good as other episodes on South Park. I think any show that's run for that long,
yeah, I agree.
Any show that's run for that long, you're going to have that. But it is a consistently quotable series. You know, it is a meme generator of the First Order, even more than Futurama.
Well, that's because a lot of those shows go over people's head, but.
There was some TV news this week. Well, here I'll throw Lilith a bone. Did you see they announced the premiere date for The Gifted season 2, Lilith?
No, what is it?
Was it? I think it's a Tuesday. It's September 25th, I think, whatever that Tuesday is.
Okay.
At 8, so they moved it from Mondays to Tuesdays. So it starts first, but eventually is it going to be going head to head with The Flash? Looks like it may be.
Yeah.
Tuesday at 8.
Poor things.
Yeah.
Fox just need. I'm glad Fox called out for help and Disney answered the call. Okay, Fox is a mess, and Disney's gonna straighten them right out, and it'll be fine. Not this season, but next season.
Well, I mean, not for nothing. I mean, The Gifted's supposed to be one of their good shows.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be going up against The Flash. I mean, we've learned this lesson when it comes to DC TV on Fox. Don't put it up against anything that's on the CW. Like, that's why Gotham had to, like, rearrange.
Really? Okay.
Rearrange. So it's just kind of like...
I guess, okay, I'll take you. I mean, honestly, I don't follow the ratings as much as you do, Lilith. So.
Plus, I mean, you figure it's not even like the X-Men. It's like an X-Men spinoff.
Yeah. I mean, it's Amy Hacker and more than other people, but still, yeah.
It's basically, when they did the Generation X TV movie, which I loved in the 90s with Matt Frewer. Matt Frewer is awesome.
Hit the button, Philip.
I was going to say what button, but I know which one you're talking about.
No, the other one.
No, Matt Frewer is great in anything he does. I've yet to see something I did not like Matt Frewer in. I'm just gonna say, Max Headroom he did stuff before Max Headroom that wasn't like fantastic, where he was just a guy in a room or something. But post Max Headroom, I love Doctor. I love Max Headroom. I loved him in Generation X. I even loved him in that remake of The Lawnmower Man.
Oh, wow.
Lawnmower Man 2, Electric Boogaloo. That was... I'm not saying it was a good film. I'm just saying Matt Frewer owned the role.
I don't think I ever saw Lawnmower Man 2. Did I go straight to beta?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. And of course, when Generation X came out, my good friend Don, who's also a comic book guy, said, I just got annoyed that Matt Frewer kept on doing Jim Carrey's Riddler character. And I said, no, he's not doing Jim Carrey's Riddler character. He's doing Matt Frewer's Max Headroom character. And it's that Jim Carrey is stealing from Matt Frewer, not the other way around. That is my opinion. Oh, and loved Matt Frewer on Star Trek The Next Generation.
Oh, yeah.
That was just the awesome role. Ugh, Matt Frewer. And he was so great on, what's that? The Clone Saga TV show. What's it called? With the girls, the Russian, and all of them. About, Black something.
Yeah, Black. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who
the British show with the British girl who's Russian and British and American.
Orphan Black?
Orphan Black.
Fantastic
on that show. Well, honestly, what I'll tell you is you can really enjoy a season 1 and not have to come back for all the other seasons. If the season 1 was really good, you can say, you know what, I liked it and I'm a fan of the show. And I don't really have to see every other thing they do from then on because I got a great mystery and a great story. And I have limited time available to watch if you're going to keep on making these shows, I don't know if I can guarantee that I'm going to always be there, but it was great while I watched it. So Matt Frewer dies the first season. So it's like after that, you lose Matt Frewer, what am I tuning in for?
Spoilers.
It's been out for like 3 years now, so it's...
Okay, fair enough.
Spoiler alert. Okay, can we get to something I saw, what was it, yesterday or the day before that has my head aching?
Okay.
About the Batman thing?
No, okay. But we'll get there. No, well, it has to kind of do with DC and, I don't want to say a Marvel movie, but did you see who got cast as Morbius, the living vampire? Did you see?
In a Sony production.
Yes.
Oh, I vaguely glanced over that, then I saw Sony and kept moving. Who was it?
They said it won't interfere with his DCEU work, but Jared Leto. Exactly.
Let it interfere. Goodbye. I love you.
I'm just surprised that man even works at this point. He's got to have a P-taped on somebody. That's all I got to say. I mean,
he's actually a pretty decent actor, but in a very small, limited role. Like, I love the movie with Nicolas Cage, Lord of War. I liked him in Fight Club. Very small, limited roles, but I think he just needs to focus on the music. 30 Seconds to Mars needs a new album. Stop acting.
Oh, but is he so goth and tortured? Because I mean, the Joker, Morbius, and it's just like, is this Morbius thing even going to get made? Is this going to be like, Gambit, where they keep like?
No, it's not going to.
saying
okay,
that
you know,
movie, so why
we
not?
can pretty much all agree that Venom will be the last Sony production, aside from actual Spider-Man productions. You know, they're not going to do Silver Sable Black.
Well, yeah,
Cat.
didn't they already can that?
Yeah, well, because not for nothing, these characters don't work outside of the large. You know, okay, so here's a true story. I think it was called The Power Within or something like that, where someone had bought the rights to the Johnny Storm Human Torch and made it about a test pilot who got electricity powers. And there's just one pilot that exists of this thing, but it just is like that once you're going to separate a character outside of the rest of the universe in which they live, their entire raison d'etre kind of evaporates. You don't want to be the only guy in a domino mask and tights in your universe. That doesn't work, you know, because then you're like, well, you're the crazy person in a domino mask and tights. If everybody's running around with super tights, you go, oh, okay, that's an accepted trope in this universe. You know, that is just a thing. And that is actually, you know, for what it's worth, you know, Marvel in their handbook to the Marvel Universe did make the point that in the Marvel Universe, the tradition of costumed vigilantes goes back for many, many decades and even centuries. So that's why no one thinks it's weird that someone just decided, hey, I have powers, I'm going to go put on a mask and fight crime. It's actually a pretty normal thing in that universe. Yeah, but you never want to be the only person who's the comic book character in your universe. The Hulk can pull it off. The Hulk doesn't wear an outfit. He just has torn pants.
That shouldn't even be there, but yep.
I'm just saying that's the thing, you know.
See, you could all see Lil's boyfriend annoying Charlie if you subscribe to YouTube.
Okay, he's quitting. He is through because we don't appreciate his puppet show.
He's trying to impress his woman.
I'm sure he is.
But I mean, but yeah, it's like I don't know. Is this Morbius thing like the Venom?
Why is Sony trying? Just stop.
Because they want to, maybe are they trying to jack up the rental price on Spider-Man for Disney? Be like, look, we have a successful universe over here. It's like, no, you don't.
No, you don't. Sony, the last good thing Sony ever did was the PlayStation. Let's just all agree to that and move on.
So can I ask a question? Is Life going to be the prequel to Venom, or is it not the prequel to Venom?
It is not the prequel to Venom.
No, that was just people were saying, oh, it should be.
But no, because clearly there is a crashed space station at the start of Venom. I don't know if that's supposed to be the space station.
Was Life a Sony
and it is called yes. What is it called, Tristan?
It's called the Life Foundation.
Yes, it is called the Life Foundation. There seems to be at some point someone thought that should be the case, and whether or not it's official or not official is sort of what we're working through now. Me and Tristan in our fan theories. Shout out to Matt Pat. Yes, not Spawn.
Shout out to Matt Pat. I concur.
It's just I don't know, that whole Venom thing, and like if they actually get this Morbius thing off the ground, it's like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna fight Spider-Man villains? No, they're just gonna fight like regular guys, right? I mean, the Venom thing.
I don't know if they can use the Spider-Man villains in these universes. That's the thing. It's like they made this deal with Marvel, so Marvel has the deal with Sony. Now, granted, Sony has a lot of leeway in that deal, but I don't think you're going to see the Vulture in the Venom movie.
No, probably because he's been in a Disney movie.
That basically, Disney's not foolish enough to make that kind of a deal. That's all I'm saying.
I thought we saw the Spider-Man. Was that a real thing? The Spider-Man sequel, Long Way from Home or whatever.
Supposedly, I think that's supposed to be the name. This.
I was really looking forward to Spring Fling, Spider-Man Spring Fling.
No, Snowflake Ball comes before then, or Winter Carnival.
Well,
because Homecoming is in the fall.
Supposedly, the rumor. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be Far From Home, and it's like I don't know if the school takes another class trip this time. The rumor supposedly is like
it's just getting ridiculous. It's like
I know.
Spider-Man, come on.
And like
Spider-Man joining DC, and now he's in Paris or wherever the hell. London,
I think they were the rumors that maybe like London or something.
Yeah, London.
So now we're saying, maybe might have like villains with like international backgrounds, like either Chameleon or they said Mysterio's in it.
Yeah. No. Maybe he goes to LA.
Tom Holland just wanted to go home, bro.
Actually, if I want to be honest with you, you know where Far From Home is if you're from Queens? Jersey City. That is like the Hudson Ocean that separates the two continents of New Jersey and Manhattan. Really, people act like that is like a lifetime. So honestly, I would not surprise me if he is in Jersey City and he teams up with Kamala Khan. Predictions.
But anyway, I mean, the whole Venom thing, they should just can it and wait. Just give it to Disney. Now that we have the Fox stuff, we do a Secret Wars. Finally get a Venom that's like comic accurate.
Yeah, well, I mean, not for nothing. We very rarely have had a comic accurate Venom, even in the cartoon series where they could go to Secret Wars. I think only one Spider-Man story actually had him go to the Secret Wars world with the Beyonder to get a Venom symbiote costume. That was the one just before. That wasn't Spectacular Spider-Man, or I forget where it was, but it was like it was a very early version before Marvel Animation got good, and they did a Secret Wars spin-off off of their Spider-Man cartoon that was on at the time. I remember it because I remember that animation style. It wasn't the good kind. It was like back when you had him on the Wondergore world. Like after that, when they did the Spider-Man '99 costume on him for reasons.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like the one that came right after that, before they did the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon.
Okay.
Or the one that was before. Was it Spectacular Spider-Man that everyone liked? It was like the Teen Titans to the Teen Titans Go of Ultimate Spider-Man. That yeah, there's been a lot of Spider-Man cartoons. Spider-Man cartoons are pretty much evergreen. He's always on.
Since the 80s or probably the 60s.
I do not think there's been a time when Spider-Man has not had a cartoon, either in active reruns or new production.
But Charlie, go check out episode 3 of the new season of that Spider-Man on Disney XD. Man, it was a big auto episode, and I think that they're setting the stage for Superior Spider-Man, because I believe they said that's coming.
It's on my DVR. I'd have watched it today, but Tristan wanted to watch The Incredible again.
They had auto, and they introduced that the female Dr. Octopus from the comic books.
I remember her briefly
From the 90s, yeah.
She was only like around for like a couple of issues though.
Oh, they even like kind of like, because after she showed up, I think Miles was saying something about like, oh, why is Otto being so nice? Is he a clone or something? Because I think that's when she showed up, was like in the Clone Saga. So I don't know if that was like a shout out to that.
I remember in the A. Parker they had the female Dr. Octopus with actually that was with the cancer riddled Dr. Octopus in like the egg that later came back in various other versions. Dr. Octopus in the egg.
We try to pretend like it's not, but Spider-Man is just such a mess.
Well, yeah, Spider-Man it's been around for, it's a teenage book where the kid is like in his 20s, and it's
depending on what version.
Spider-Man
he's not rich. Spider-Man has Mobile. I don't care.
Spider-Man has Franklin Richards syndrome, where his age is completely randomized by the writer, and apparently now Kitty Pryde has the same syndrome.
Oh yes, well that's because Mark Guggenheim's writing her currently. So,
but I mean, CBR recently did a thing where they actually did give the ages of Kitty and Colossus at the 14th birthday party, and it's a 5-year age difference.
So 14 and 19,
still illegal. Just saying.
No, it's illegal. It's illegal then, yes, but now it's really not that. Like if she's 21, which I'm sure she is at this point, and he's 26, that's not a weird relationship anymore.
But if they were still carrying on from the time she was 14, that could still be iffy and gray. Just saying.
I don't know if they were ever actually dating though. That's the thing. It's one of those things where it's like, did they ever actually date on panel, or was it like she has this huge crush on this older guy and he was like, yeah, it's sort of like when John Byrne did the Reed Richards pedophile story, where you have like 13-year-old Sue Storm flirting with 20-year-old Reed Richards, and he's like, and you actually see him like just doing the power thing, like, this is inappropriate, little girl, but very nice that you think I'm handsome.
It's like Damien and Starfire.
So long as it's one way, it's okay. As long as Damien wants Starfire and Starfire is like such a nice little boy,
He's not a nice little boy though. He's a creepy little perv in that iteration.
Damien's just a weird character in general. I think we can all agree to that.
He even hit on like Stephanie at one point, so it's just like I thought you were only 10.
No, remember he told her her chest was too small. Remember?
That's just boys being mean when they like a girl. That's the way that I took that.
Yeah, well, he's 13. We know he's 13 because that's why Superboy isn't allowed on the Teen Titans.
Well, no, at that time, though, I think he was like 10 or 11, right? With the Stephanie thing?
Yeah. I was thinking that was right before New 52. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you?
Let's talk about some good comic books, yeah? Because we already did our
read
business
Sentry?
bash.
Yes, I read Sentry.
I loved Sentry. I really felt they did a great job balancing all of the issues with Sentry and the problems with Sentry. I love that they brought back Scout.
It was good. It wasn't what I was expecting, though.
Yeah.
Oh, Lilith read it.
Yeah.
I have time. I'm single. What else am I going to do?
Yeah, but
I mean, it's not like it's Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
I was a little disappointed that they brought back the Centress, but they made it this Jenny character.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Centress is Carol Danvers.
Well, she's got her hands full right now.
I know, but I'm just saying that's why she had to.
You gotta spread out and give other people stuff.
Why does Ms. Marvel have a big S on her chest?
I'll keep that to myself.
I'm just saying. But yeah, no, but that was my one disappointment was that they decided to make a different randomized character, Centress. Because I loved when they introduced Centress. I loved her little Etta Candy sidekick character in that, which was cool. Who I can't remember her name, but it was just a great throwback for it. Yeah, but but that's a minor concern for me that the Centress is this new character.
Yes.
But aside from that, I really enjoyed it. I liked Misty Knight is apparently working for the government, which makes sense. She started out as a cop, and they're in the Sentry. You're kind of a really, really dangerous person to have out and about. And
hey, Luke Cage season 2's out.
Yeah, I am on the 3rd episode actually.
Oh, good. Are you enjoying it?
I actually am, but I did kind of fall asleep like at the beginning of the 2nd episode, so I don't know if it's like a sleep trigger in there because I'm not the only person that's happened to.
Happened to me. No, I fell asleep. Like 15 minutes. I got like the first 15 minutes of the 2nd episode, and then the last 15 minutes of the 2nd episode, and then I got the 3rd episode. So yeah. I feel you, Lilith. Yeah, there's something in there. There's something they don't want us to know.
They're supposed to go back and rewatch it, so it's like another hit on Netflix or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. But
have you guys finished yet, or
no?
I've only seen like 4 so far.
Okay, I'm not too far behind. Good.
Yeah. Officially, I'm trying to be good because me and Maz, we got to review it, and we got basically we're gonna start doing 2-a-days now. So we should have Jessica Jones finished in the next 2 weeks, and then we can start Luke Cage. So
okay, just real quick, I want to shout out to all the reviewers who finally admitted that Bane Conquest was bad. It was literally the lowest rated book this week. It was like at like a 0.3 the last time.
Oh, Bane Conquest. Was that the last issue?
Number 12, I would hope so.
Who's Bane conquesting?
Nobody knows, nobody cares.
someone would have to read it to know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, is he? Because I know he's like comes from like some kind of weird like Moldavian Latin American country that's like made up. I would love to see Bane go Dr. Doom it up there, totally take over a country. Wouldn't that be a great thing for Bane to do? Just take over a freaking Latin American country, be the dictator, and like bring peace and prosperity to his people through his fascist regime.
It's a shame because it was Chuck Dixon.
Yeah,
you have some stickers and you have some winners,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just saying that would be like a great book right there. It's like, because look, why is he always in Gotham? Doesn't he have like people that are
he has a love-hate relationship with Batman? You know what I'm saying? He broke his back during some interesting activities. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm just saying, I think Bruce Wayne's got some kind of pheromone that
it's called the smell of money, boy.
Entirely possible, Lilith. Entirely possible. It just seems like every Batman villain is just obsessed with Batman. It's like, I mean, Dr. Octopus doesn't like Spider-Man, but he actually fights other people too. It's not an exclusive relationship. I mean, Green Goblin maybe is like that relationship with Spider-Man. I think most of Spider-Man's rogues gallery, they're like, oh yeah, Spider-Man, I fought him a few times, He's a nice guy, but we're not in a committed thing. We're not in an arch nemesis relationship. I can fight whoever I want, and he's free to fight whoever he wants. Sometimes we might even do a team up. What the heck? Mix it up a bit.
Did you read the Harley Quinn Joker thing? Because I want to, but like I heard it was stupid.
I did not. Nope.
I'm not interested. It's just like whatever. Harley Quinn Joker, dead to me. Dead to me. Even if Paul Dini does it, dead to me.
Did you read what I told you to read this week?
I did. It was decent.
Detective Comics guest starring Black Lightning. So is this what it appears to be? Batman setting up an outsiders team with maybe Black Lightning as the leader?
I mean, we we've had that before, and it was pretty successful for them. So I can see them trying to do that again in this. Even though they dropped the rebirth from the books, it's still the rebirth era. No matter how you try to trick us, DC, we know what's up. Okay. I'm excited. That's what they were setting up, though.
Can we just talk for a minute? Just get off comic books. Just what is going on with like DC rebooting Batman, but in the same universe? But it's a new Batman story, like it's a Batman origin story. But if it works, they're gonna fold him into Justice League. What is it with DC and rebooting things?
Well, let's just be clear. Marvel refreshes things as well quite frequently as of late. So let's
they do refresh.
They just throw number 1 on it, Lilith, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, and it's like no one ever says, "Oh, weren't you 40 last week?" And unless you're Franklin Richard, in which case actually the answer often is yes, I was.
At DC, I'm just getting the popcorn and I'm enjoying the crap show that is going on right now. I can't figure out what's going on in the organization on the comic book level, on the movie level, like on the TV level. It's just it all has to just be burnt down and they have to rise from the ashes. So that's all that I'm waiting on.
Well, I think it's basically them without coming out and admitting it, saying, okay, maybe Affleck Batman isn't working, especially an older Batman. So I think they're trying to retcon without retconning. They're like, okay, we're going to give you a younger Batman. And if it works, we'll just fold him into the Justice League like nothing happened.
But, honestly, and I have to say, I just don't think
what it is that the actor, he has some issues that I think that the studio finally kind of like doesn't want to ensure. Maybe he has some bad behaviors as well. So I mean, maybe that's just very silently without like putting him on Front Street so he doesn't become a part of like Me Too or anything. Just saying, he has a history. it's very
okay, but somehow Leto still survived it all. I mean,
Leto only pulled like dildo in the mailbox thing. Like he's not like groping people.
I'm sorry. Dildo in the mailbox is pretty bad. I'm sorry. I mean,
I would prefer that than somebody touch my butt. I'm just saying.
Okay, well, yeah. Obviously, if you're actually touching people's butts without permission, that does cross a certain line. And yeah, you should never touch a person's butt without permission.
Found it annoying. They somewhat found it humorous as well because there were a bunch of juveniles on set. And actors are kind of like these juvenile like people sometimes on set, depending on what the movie is. So you gotta read the atmosphere in the room. But that's what my personal theory is about the whole Batfleck thing. So.
No, I mean that seems like a very valid theory. I had not heard that about Affleck as yet. I mean, certainly, he is on his he has gone through a wife or two, or at least a fiance or two. So certainly the man has relationship issues in general. So yeah, I can follow what you're saying. A little disappointed in the man, but
it's something Charlie Esser would like. Let me just put it to you that way.
No, not really. Nobody likes the Batfleck. I don't care what anybody. They never really liked the Batfleck. Nobody warmed up to him. He was never going to be our Robert Downey Jr. They picked poorly. Just at the end of the day,
they choose poorly.
Well,
I love him as a director. Don't get me wrong.
I will tell you what.
What's his face and good together, but
if they wanted Robert Downey Jr., they should have gone for Matthew Broderick. Matthew Broderick
as Batman?
No, as anything. Oh man,
At Lilith Hellfire. What? Did he say it's Nightwing? Fight me, nerd.
Well, no. If you're saying he would be a Dick Grayson type.
No, what I'm saying is like if we rebooted it back to like the Adam West 66, he could be the perfect like Burt Ward.
And who do you think Robin is? Burt Ward was Robin. Let's be honest here.
Exactly, but he wasn't Nightwing. He was Robin. There's a difference.
Yes. But eventually he ages. I was actually thinking about that the other today because the Return of the Cape Crusaders is on Prime right now. So me and Trish were watching that today. I was thinking, oh man, because it's funny because you're listening to it, and man, you can hear the age in both Burt Ward and Adam West when they're doing it. And I was just got me thinking, like, man, now that Adam West are we gonna get like Nightwing 74? Is that the next thing from this? We'd have Burt Ward as Nightwing. I would love that. Just as a thing. I want Nightwing 74. What Burt Ward Dick Grayson did after Batman 66. I think that would be a great show. Okay.
But
okay, so he's pitching that. Tyler's pitching the Kents. Like, what is going on Capes and Lunatics?
Well, I think every nerd out there is like, hey, we can't do worse than DC's doing.
Well, I've seen some very amazing fan-made DC movies. The Batgirl one was really good. I've seen when the Graysons got dropped, they did a really cool. The fans did a really cool pilot for the Graysons. So don't fund me, man. It's a whole new world out there. That's all I'm saying.
Well. Not for nothing. I think that the fan community, I think the fan community for DC, and in many cases Marvel, is really fantastic, and they do great art for free. And not for nothing, I think that's why it gets tolerated for the most part, because these things are really well done, and they are fun to watch. I'm still waiting for, my McGee files that I have to write. Because I'm the one that came up with it, so why am I waiting for other people to write it when I'm the one that has to write it?
If it's not there and you thought of it, you got to do it. That's how
I know. Well, I got to do it. It's like I have all these ideas for the McGee files. I just, what it is? It's like, do I really want to dedicate that much of my creative energy to a fanfic? But
yes.
I'm thinking maybe.
You see what happened in 50 Shades of Grey? Do it, Charlie. Do it.
Yeah, I think I got it. I think I have to, because not for nothing, as far as the McGee files go, it's like that's the story that my brain wants to write, and I keep on trying to go back and writing something. I was trying to write Inkaidu the other day, which I think is a great story, and my brain was like, no, I don't want to write Inkaidu today. I don't want to do that story, and so I think I have to write the McGee files before I can write Inkaidu again. Kaido had his window of opportunity, and I missed it, and the muse moved on, and someone else is writing Inkaido's story now. Very frustrating.
Hey Phil, did you read the Teen Titans special #1?
Yes, I wasn't going to, but I did.
I feel the same way about it. It surprised me, but I've been off of Teen Titans for a minute.
So they actually didn't show it, but did Damian kill Black Mask?
He didn't kill him, right?
They showed the gunshot go off, but they didn't actually show the shooting.
I think he got crushed in a trash compactor. I think that's what
accidentally.
Yeah, accidentally.
Wait, so Damian uses guns?
Well, that's what they were.
Alfred does too.
That's what they were.
He's not his father's Batman.
Well, Black Mask guys were they killed father of this family he was friends with. So yeah, Damian shows up with a gun, and
that's crazy. It's gonna
they try to make you that all you see is the bang, but you don't see the body. So
no body, no death.
That's right.
First rule of comics.
Damian's already an edgelord, so it's kind of like it's true.
I know.
He's grown on me, but I'm still gonna call it like I see it. Pow pow.
Yeah.
I did that drop pow.
Yeah, well, Damian is. So this is the one with. What's his name? A Roundhouse.
Yes.
Blue Ample American superhero. Okay.
Yes. Once the ongoing starts, he wasn't in the special, but yes.
He wasn't in the special. Oh well, then not with my time. Yeah, no, exactly. Well, I didn't go to the comic book store today. I was going to, and then I just, I got the. I am so hating online things for job interviews, and it's well, first off, I hate infest inventories in general. Like, it's your psychological profile. It's like, oh God, could you get your Braxton Higgs family values out of my face? Pseudoscience, and no one wants to hear it. And then they have and now we want you to create a budget for this thing with no real guidance. But I did it. I did a great budget. I said, okay, look, if you want this and this and this is what it's going to cost. Here, where I got the numbers and all that kind of stuff. I did the job, but it's just so frustrating when it's like just talk to me and I'll impress you in the interview. Don't make me jump through all these hoops. I don't like jumping. I'm an old man and I don't jump through hoops. If I do, gotta jump through hoops in this day and age, kids.
Something interesting that came into my inbox this week was Charlie's Angels #1. It's about the 70s show.
Oh!
Huh.
And I was just like, it's by Dynamite Entertainment. John Layman wrote it, and Joe Isama was the artist on it. And it's $4, but the art is really breathtakingly beautiful. I'm a Farrah Fawcett fan, and since she's gone, I was just like, I think aren't they all dead now? So that's probably.
I think Kate Jackson's still around.
Is she?
I think so. I haven't heard Kate Jackson was dead, and
she's the only one there. But yeah, so the other two
certainly didn't live a Farrah Fawcett life,
Yeah. So yeah, but no, it was really great. I could see this felt like an absolute episode from the TV show. I think I may pick up #2 and actually pay for it.
I've been really enjoying the TV shows that's on MeTV right now, so I've been rewatching all those. So that's enjoyable. Although it was neat because I had forgotten that Kate Jackson was Mrs. King.
Oh yeah, Mrs. King.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, and then it got me thinking, why hasn't that been reboot yet? Why don't we have this Scarecrow and Mrs. King?
Not even a reboot, just a revival. Give me a revival.
I'll do a
No, that's not Chris Brosnan. Who is it?
No, that's Remington Steele. Which who wouldn't want a Remington Steele revival? I'm
Get writing, Charlie Esser.
Get that spec script ready.
Okay, I'm working on the McGee files right now, okay? The Muse said McGee files. So let me try and at least do a couple of issues of the McGee files, and then maybe I can work on something else. Because I got to incorporate Captain America and S.H.I.E.L.D. Because I know it starts in the episode, in the first, in the Another Path episode where David meets the Kung Fu Master, because they make the specific reference that Jack McGee is in Florida when the Hulk appears, and that's why he can't be in that episode. I was thinking, oh, of course he was in Florida because he is chasing
the man thing.
The man thing, exactly. So because a giant green monster in the Okeechobee Swamp or Okemukee, I forget I forget the name of it's like Passamaquoddy Swamp, and he goes there and it burns at the touch, and of course that's where he's going to meet Captain America and S.H.I.E.L.D. And
don't give it all away, honey. Make them spec for it on Wattpad. Come on now.
You didn't see any of this, McGee, and that's why McGee's writing this. He's like, look, I have no evidence of this, so I can't publish it. But these are my stories, and this is all of the heroes he met chasing the Hulk. Because the Hulk was the one thing he could prove, but Captain America, he can't prove it. Just some guy with a plastic shield, as far as he knows.
Red Brown.
What's the deal with that Amazing Spider-Man Wakanda Forever #1? I was at the comic book store and I was just like, what even is that?
I didn't pick it up, but isn't it like the Dora Milaje, or at least some of them are like on like some weird world tour or whatever? Because I thought there was something before Amazing Spider-Man even.
Okay, this was like, okay, this Wakanda Forever thing's got to stop. This is where the buck stops.
Okay. Wakanda is a nation of Wolverine, Lilith. Just understand that. Marvel is gonna stick Wakanda on everything they can, because
I get it.
A huge hit, man. I'm sorry.
That's
this is success.
The Dora Milaje are this year's Harley Quinn. Okay.
The Dora Milaje
I'm
are
all for
this year's
it,
Wonder
but
Woman.
it's just like,
yeah,
it's gotta make sense for me. Like that, just like the Spider-Man crossover. It's just like I was just really trying hard. Like,
well, if you think about it, one of the central themes of the new Black Panther is, Wakanda's not the hidden lost kingdom of El Dorado anymore. Now it's, oh no, we're here. We're amazingly technologically advanced. Get used to it. We're the slightly less evil United Arab Emirates. We got all kinds of money that we can spend on whatever the heck we want, and we're going to freaking the planet of the Celestials because we're now a galactic empire of Wakanda now.
Oh, that's right. I was going to say T'Challa in space.
Yes, space T'Challa.
Why not?
Well, not for nothing. Why not? Not for nothing. This guy's been hanging out with the Fantastic Four for years.
Exactly.
Fantastic Four has had FTL Drive for years. And unlike Reed Richards, who's like, I can't very well give this FTL Drive to the freaking government. They're evil.
I don't know. There's just something about this new Black Panther storyline. It reminds me of something else. Can't put my finger on it.
Well, it's all
Disney. Yes.
Yeah,
it's all just gonna blend together. Just dovetail.
Oh, is that
It's gonna be one giant crossover in 2050.
Do you know what I saw today?
What?
The Last Jedi.
Finally!
Yeah, I finally saw that. And I get a lot of the criticisms because there is a lot of huge logic holes in all of this. Like when they're fighting the Dreadnought, and it's like, why don't any of the other ships shoot at the one lone X-Wing that's blowing up everything? Why is everyone like, well, we'll just let the Dreadnought handle that? And granted, I can say, well, they don't want to hit the Dreadnought, except the Dreadnought has super armor. So we already know the Dreadnought can take the hit. So there were just a lot of flaws in that first half of the film. After that first half of the film, it makes a lot more sense, and I really enjoyed it. And the whole Luke Force ghosting everyone, spoilers, was really awesome. And
that's what I'm saying. When you were talking about Force Ghost before, I'm like, yeah, Luke's going to be the Force Ghost who appears again. He is.
Oh, yeah, well, of course. Well, because freaking you saw Yoda in that. Spoilers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, spoiler podcast, kids. Just grow up. And this is also something that came out like 3 years ago. So please bear with me. But yeah, and you see Yoda, and Yoda is like not even like Force ghosting. He's just like, no, I'm Yoda. Kakathum. There you go. Blew up that thing you didn't want to blow up there, Luke. Because I'm freaking Yoda. Okay. And of course, then you see that Rey actually stole all the books from the start. Because they give that little flash at the end when they're in the Millennium Falcon that Rey actually took the books before she left, so Luke couldn't even burn them.
Okay, quick question. Who the hell is Multiple Man for? What does he deserve his own issue? Is this like gonna tie into Wolverine or something? Like, I don't. Who asked him?
Well, I mean, he was like a big central thing when like Peter David was writing X Factor for like the second time. But yeah, it was kind of confusing.
It's like the X-Men are mad at him, so why do we care?
It's like okay, he's not dead anymore, but then there's like time travel involved. But
he'll still be with Cable.
Not for nothing. The whole the original the Prime Multiple Man died. That's why all the other ones had to die. It's like no, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, that's not how any of this works.
Exactly, because all of the other multiple men, their own multiple men, which we saw with Agent Multiple Man, who's the lawyer who lives in LA, who we saw in the She-Hulk comics, And he's like, he says, blah, 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 I'm a big Hollywood agent. And that's why I'm a stereotype of a big Hollywood agent, instead of being more like the actual Multiple Man character you all know and love. But I'm here, and I'm the basis for all, and I don't have to rejoin with them, and I just send them lots of money. I give them a cut, and I don't have to rejoin. Which is, if there's anything to say you're an independent sentient being all on your own, it's just that fact that I pay you money, I don't have to rejoin with you. I've made that conscious choice not to rejoin. Stuff in the background. You watch Phil. This is you in like 2 years with the kid who wants to be on the show.
I don't know.
The best Marvel book this week was Venom #3, Fight Me Nerds.
Oh, I didn't read it. Good.
It's really good.
Isn't there something about a symbiote god or something?
Yeah. We're getting deep into mythology, and like I'm just like, yay, finally, more depth for Venom. Yeah, you guys need to really read it.
And $14 on eBay, according to Brian.
Oh,
Cronin.
yeah, because it's the first appearance of this brand new
of
character.
Some randomized character someone just made up.
Oh, did anyone read Old Man Hawkeye #6?
I did. Old Man Hawkeye needs to wrap up. I'm just saying. We're running out of steam here. It's kind of obvious to me.
I think we're only halfway through.
Oh, God.
Isn't it 12? I thought it was 12.
Yeah, okay. Like, we're running out of steam. We need some rejuvenation. I'm sorry.
But Charlie, did you read it?
No, not yet. No, I only got like halfway through Thor, and I read Sentry and 2-in-1 this week so far.
Yeah. But Hawkeye's fighting symbiotes. Multiple Man covered with symbiotes, so Multiple Man again. But Hawkeye's causing trouble. Bullseye's going off the reservation, so the President Red Skull pulls out his ultimate weapon to fix everything.
What's his ultimate weapon? Who?
Winter Soldier.
Wow.
And we all know how I feel about Bucky, so that's probably why I feel like.
That doesn't make any sense, because it was clearly in the original Old Man Logan. It was clearly Bucky Cap. They killed because he had brown eyes.
They altered the timeline
per usual.
Secret Wars altered the whole thing. Remember, original Old Man Logan timeline was before Secret Wars. We're after that last Secret Wars.
It was a spinoff of the
Richards family messed up the timeline again.
And Marvel time travel makes me more infuriated than Flash time travel. I'm just saying.
It was the one they heard you say bye. Yeah, no, the original Old Man Logan was basically if Red Skull had come up with Acts of Vengeance without Loki, and because Loki's the one that because Loki played everyone against each other. Because Loki never wants anyone else to win. He just wants to have the fun of the lie.
He wants the puppets to dance.
Exactly. It's no fun to lie if you don't get to say, "Ha, I was lying."
And if you want to hear chat about the original Acts of Vengeance, check out Quantum Zone. Scroll down.
Oh, that's the one where he fights Absorbing Man. I love that issue.
That was last episode. Then the one that dropped today is the next one where it was he visits Uatu the Watcher on the moon and fights the Red Ghost.
Oh, that's cool. What's Red? Oh, then that was kind of just an act of vengeance.
Yes. Oh, there was a ton of villains in that one.
Yeah, because the Red Ghost is always on the moon. So I just assume that if you go to the moon, you're probably going to fight the Red Ghost.
He was trying to break into the Watcher's little house there and steal like stuff out of the Watcher's house.
Yeah, but you know what I loved about the previous one when he fights Absorbing Man is just the fact that Absorbing Man actually said, "Oh, I got this good idea. Why don't I steal a piece of adamantium?"
Yes, we discussed that. Yeah, and he kept a piece of adamantium in his pants. He could not keep it in his pants.
Yeah, and it sounds like, okay, you're adamantium. Why do you want to be? Well, he becomes the quantum bands, but of course, this always happens. It's like, how many times do you have to atomize yourself, Absorbing Man, before you realize, you know what? I gotta be happy that I'm made of an indestructible metal for a little while, and just not want to be something more than that.
Quantum tentacles.
I'm just saying, because he absorbs the quantum bands, and then he's all blackened with little yellow things on him, and then he's like, "Oh wait, too much power! Oh."
Quivering again, love.
Philip, Ant-Man and the Wasp. We're going to the quantum realm.
Yes.
Will quantum bands be far behind?
I wish, but I think they're calling it that because they can't use microverse legally.
Well, they can call it that, but honestly,
No, they said they can't. They can't call microverse. It's tied into.
No. But what I'm saying is, but once you've said we're going to call it that,
yes,
then someone else is going to say, oh, you know what? They're in the quantum realm.
Please, Marvel.
Don't we have quantum bands laying around?
Yes.
Don't get your hopes up, sweetie. Don't tease Phil like that.
I'm just. Oh well, you know what? Oh, I'll give you one for more fun. If we can't have the negative zone, we can't very well have nega bands. Maybe the quantum bands are on Captain Marvel.
Don't you dare, Marvel. Hey, we can't have. Wait. We can't have the negative zone yet.
I know, but what I'm saying, Carol Danvers doesn't necessarily have to get the quantum bands. Those can still go to Wendell Vaughn.
Yes,
Professor Vaughn at SHIELD headquarters, because we've already established that.
He's not professor. His father is the professor. Gilbert.
Then he just pulls a cyborg and he saves his son with it. Who cares?
Anyway, hey, I'm just saying they go to the professor. Maybe the professor. They go to the professor. Maybe the professor gives them to his son. He's studying them. So there you go.
Exactly.
But we've already got the Vaughns in the universe. So if nothing else, after Captain Marvel dies of cancer, the end of it for reasons, and we've got these quantum bands, and Captain Marvel has her own powers and gets sent off Earth. Then the last scene can be give him the Dr. Vaughn at SHIELD Academy. Let him see what he can figure out with these. And that's your end credit scene. And Phil is the happiest man in the MCU.
That's right. And speaking of Ant-Man and the Wasp, spoiler alert, next week will be our Ant-Man and Wasp review.
Movie club, yay!
Oh, yay!
Yay!
Yeah, I thought I'm going to keep this movie pass thing. I mean, because it's been good, and I can still catch a couple extra films out of the deal. But it's like I don't have time to see a lot of films.
There's at least 2 movies you want to see in July, Charlie Esser.
Okay,
the movies.
That's right. Ant-Man and the Wasp and Teen Titans go to the movies.
This is true. Okay, and there are other. It's not that there's not films I want to see. It's just films that I have time to see. So it's like now I can go see the films, but it's like, okay, do I have time to go to a film? And is this time I could better use elsewhere? And more importantly, can I really afford
adulting, Charlie? Boo! Come on, don't bring us down with the adulting talk.
I'm sorry. I'm looking for a job, and someone's got to watch and feed the kids and all that kind of stuff.
No.
Anyway, I go on and on.
So it was a slow week for nerd news, I think, but next week will be better.
Did anybody ever watch Comic Book Men?
Of course.
It got canceled after 7 seasons. Yes.
No, I mean, how long do you want a show like that to run?
Yeah, 7 was enough.
Yeah, I mean, that ran for a long time. They had an open audition for that, and one of those great regrets that I saw the posting for it, and I was like, I should go down and audition. But I was like, but am I really going to be nerd enough for the Comic Book Men? And,
you will.
You're like easily.
Yeah, I'd like to think so, but it was, I've had a few moments like that where I realized I really missed my opportunity there, and it's always been.
Okay, you have this show, Charlie.
I know.
That's right. Someone give us a reality TV series.
God.
Yeah. Well, I think, Phil, we actually have a reality TV show series. This is it. I don't believe it's reality.
I mean, a paying reality TV series.
Oh, I don't know if people on reality shows get paid.
Thank you.
I know Comic Book Men, they got paid.
They get scale. Though scale does come with health insurance. I remember when I was on an indie production, someone was telling me that's why all these indie directors put themselves in their films, because the Actors Guild had health insurance, but the Directors Guild didn't have health insurance. So that's why Tarantino's in all of his films, because that's the only way he could get health insurance.
The scam.
Or they're just narcissistic A-wipes. But,
that helps.
All right.
That's just a theory.
All right, Lilith, one last comic. Did you read Flash War Part 3?
No.
I thought you were on board.
I changed my mind.
Well,
I'm not. It's so uncreative. I just can't reward bad behavior.
Ginger Wally was trying to break the Speed Force because he thought his kids were trapped in there, but he listened to Hunter Zolomon.
I'm tired of people making bad decisions and keeping secrets and bad plot lines being drug out. Like, I'm just over it.
Of course, it backfired, and Hunter got a bunch of power.
As one does when you're Hunter.
Wearing the classic costume. I mean, they're gonna bring the classic costume back.
Are they really?
I don't know.
They got to do something. I know the Flash's sales are sagging. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's not as good as the TV show, which is
not saying much after season 4.
Oh, stop it! But I usually like the comic books better than any TV show. But
me too.
That's all right. There's some good stuff coming out Wednesday.
Does Cloak and Dagger have its own book yet?
There's.
Did they bring it back? Or?
I haven't seen it, but I think right now they're doing some kind of digital only book.
Oh, okay.
Oh, for Cloak and Dagger?
Yeah.
Is it like based on the series or like the?
Like I said, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
Oh, so Lilith, you said you saw the first 3 episodes. You said they were cute. Yeah. I'm missing live tweeting right now, so.
I said we could do it after.
Well, honestly, I got so many other bags going in the air. Honestly, it was just easier not to live.
You think he's sober enough to stay awake that late?
Oh, too
no, please, no. What it is my stripper friend. She works Thursdays, and it's usually I pick her up at 7:30, and then it's like, dude, if you can't do before 7:30, then I said I had the podcast at 8:15 too. It's not even like I could just skip that to pick her up. It's like, no, dude, I have a podcast, and so, but she got her own way home, so she's fine. So.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I think that it's a refreshing kind of show for Freeform. I definitely think that it has the potential to reinvigorate and bring in new viewers for Freeform specifically. I.e., look at Charlie watching Freeform.
Hey, I never watched Freeform.
I know I'm their demographic.
Yeah, I never watched that channel before.
I'm excited what it can do for that channel because I feel like it does need to do a lot of growing up. It needs to live up to that rebrand that they made after ABC Family, and I think this might be the show to do it. I like the lead actors. They seem pretty proficient, and I'll check back in after. It just seems kind of slow start, so I'm gonna check back in.
It's something Charlie Esser would like. Let me just put it to you that way.
It's bingeable, but I couldn't wait week to week. Is what I'm saying.
I'm still not over our lawyer friend.
I'm so sad.
Tragic.
Greg,
yeah. I believe it was Greg. I keep on forgetting if it's Gary or Greg, but I'm pretty sure it was Greg.
I believe Greg was, or Gary's the actor's name, but I believe Greg was the character.
Yeah, but yeah, it just, and I could tell from Marvel when they were tweeting it that they just really underestimated the lovability of that character.
Side characters, man. It's what makes the show, honestly.
Yeah, but and not for nothing, man. It's like now they don't have a lawyer, and the Marvel universe needs better lawyers.
Yeah, you can't be walking around like Matt Murdock. I swear he got his out of his sleeve.
Oh, this reminds me of us doing lawyer jokes, Lilith.
Why doesn't a shark eat a lawyer? Out of courtesy.
Oh, see, I always heard that joke is why don't sharks bite lawyers? It's professional courtesy. Yeah. Classic jokes from the 80s.
Right up there with dead baby jokes. I know. I have a whole bunch of 80s jokes, folks.
Dead baby jokes. Jeez.
Oh man, the 80s were great. I wish I was older in the 80s.
That was from Truly Tasteless Joke. I think it was actually from Volume 1, which is about, what's easier to unload, truck of bricks or truck of dead babies. And it's just, sorry, Rob, you're just going to edit out the last few minutes of the show. And
like he listened.
It was about like 9:25. So I was like 9:22. So I guess we started at like 8:16, 8:18. About an hour in.
He's not editing this mess.
It's like he just puts you just need Rob to say, hey, this is Rob Southgate. You've been
the views and opinions expressed here on Capes and Lunatics does not reflect the views of Southgate Media Group as a whole.
I need that we need to play that at the beginning of every episode. This show this show wants to contain coarse language, nudity, and does not express the opinions of the Southgate Media Group.
Or anyone at all. Even the participants.
Any sensible human being. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I think everyone wants to read the McGee files.
Okay, so programming notes. Next episode will be our Ant-Man and Wasp review, and next week we're gonna have no Wade's World, but 2 Comic Capers episodes. Why?
Because
Batman's getting married.
Oh, they're still doing that, huh?
Yep.
And they're not pulling out like Kitty and Colossus. Oh wait.
Phrasing.
Push the button.
Oh, okay.
No, you know what? Oh, they're just gonna have, Catwoman's not gonna show, and then Nightwing and Starfire get married.
No.
It better be Dick
No.
Grayson and Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, Dick Babs. Come on, give us the program.
I have no idea who
Saying it.
Nightwing is dating right now. So.
Nobody, the way it needs to be.
Nobody. Okay, so you know what? Then finally, Dick and Bruce stare into each other's eyes and say, "You know what? Let's just stop
Sort of
lying."
naughty, now that I'm saying it.
No, it's okay. So here's the thing: when Lois dies, because she's human, Superman and Batman are gonna get together. That's just how that works.
But Batman's human too.
But he's
How
gonna
is
live forever. Haven't you seen Batman Beyond?
Lazarus Pit.
He's gonna live forever, or Kingdom Come. He's gonna live forever. It's just that's how that goes.
Yeah. Or, yeah, I mean, I don't know. There was a lot of, like I said, there was a lot of references to Bruce and Dick's Secret by Aunt Harriet in the Return of the Capes Crusaders, which I thought was lovely.
Well, I was meaning to do it a while ago, but we should review that movie and then the sequel.
Yes, that's not on Prime yet, but yes.
I know. But, well, the sequel has Two-Face played by William Shatner.
Yeah.
Oh, and I that would be wonderful.
We'll get around to it. We're so busy, guys.
When there's
Too
nothing
much
to
great
do.
content for free on this award-winning podcast.
Award-winning
podcast, Capes and Lunatics, because we have won an award.
You're great.
We're gonna win more.
We will win more. Let's
Trophies,
go. Here
not
we come.
certificates. Trophies. I want hardware.
Okay.
Make
give
Capes
those
and
for
Lunatics great again.
I'm just saying. You know what we need to do? We need to spice all of this into a movie, and then we can go to the Oscars or Sundance. Capes and Lunatics, the movie, with like little behind-the-scenes confessionals, and it is the struggle and joy of podcastery.
A documentary.
Exactly. That's what I was saying here.
Oh.
You know.
I thought you were saying maybe a scripted thing. I don't know.
No, I mean, well, if you want to do that, we can do that too. But that sounds like way more work.
I want that for no other reason. I want a Charlie Esser Oscar acceptance speech.
And the Oscar goes to...
I'd like to thank Satan, our Dark Lord, without whose balance to the universe, nothing would exist.
I thought you were going to do like a Kathy Griffin where it's like, I'm not going to thank Jesus because he had nothing to do with this. This is all me.
No, I'm not that foolish. No, it is.
Oh, you're just going to thank the devil
I am but a cog in the cosmic wheel, and everyone thanks Jesus. He's got enough.
Jesus,
who takes the time out to think? You know what? Thank you, devil, for tempting mankind in the garden, having us make the choice to become fully human. I'm just saying.
Thank for those juicy apples.
You know, I've always thought that if you read the Bible with the idea that the devil is not the antagonist of God, but really a trickster and is man's antagonist, not God's antagonist, it takes on a completely different reading, where you can actually feel sympathy for the devil in the sense that he just doesn't believe humanity deserves God's love and is always trying to prove that, and we are more than happy to help. That we are the ones, we are the problems, not Satan. Satan's just there to show us.
He's there for the lulz, man.
Someone say
Satan. Oh my God! Now we're talking about Satan. I think you need to wrap this up, Gelman.
Yeah.
Sorry, Reed.
Yes, you're the trickster guy, Tristan. You are like the devil. Or Loki.
Lil Loki, yeah, I was going to say.
Or Mercury, the forgotten trickster god of the Greek pantheon. I would love to see Mercury and like getting a Hercules book.
Charlie, that's your series you need to write for some like web series. Your son Tristan starring as little Loki. You know
what? Go get your big bottle of water. That's fine. We'll refill it with the other big bottle of water. These kids act like I'm their admitted manservant.
You are the father. So.
Yes, Alfred. Yes, Alfred. Come on, people. Why don't we have a reality show? Look at all that reality back there.
Well, you know, I told them today, I am my wife's admitted manservant and no one else's.
Well, there you go.
The clear plastic one in the door. Look in the door. It's empty and no one refilled it. Okay.
This is so much better than the Kardashians. Come on, producers.
I have to refill water, so get us out of here, Phil.
All right, everyone. If you want to send us your thoughts on
Batman getting married.
That's right.
I love you too, Penny.
His anniversary is going to be a day after mine. Yeah. Or Ant-Man and the Wasp, which we'll discuss next episode. Or
your social medias.
Or Bendis Watch comes to an end next week. Did you see Superman #1's going to have at least 8 different covers?
Doesn't surprise me.
They need to get their money back on Bendis somehow.
This is like Life of Brian. They're never going to make their money back.
All right, so if you want to discuss any of this, or if you want to hand us awards or make a movie of us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, facebook.com/capesandlunatics, @capeslunatics on Twitter. We're on Instagram, Capes and Lunatics. And the voicemail, come on, Hollywood, call 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And busiest man in show business, Charlie Esser. Where can people get a hold of you?
The man
can always write to me that old-fashioned email way, the way our Moz and Poz once did. If you'd like to talk to Tristan about anything in the Toxin Gaming world or anything else, at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. And of course, follow me on the Twitter. Say live tweet.
Occasionally.
Cloak and Dagger some nights, but not tonight. At Charlie Esser. That's CharlieEssser. Look for the 2 E's in the middle for quality.
And Miss Lilith Hellfire, who caused Charlie to miss Kate Cloak and Dagger because who knows what activity she's going to have this weekend.
If it wasn't her, it would have been my stripper friend. So,
well, this weekend's going to be filled of horseback riding and Supergirl watching. But if you never want to fight me, yes, maybe quite possibly.
Horseback
riding. Hellfire. And if you want to get in on some Superman, Smallville, and swearing, Save Me Podcast, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and pictures. And please be sure to check out the website. SomebodySaveMe.net.
I don't know what Lilith's doing this weekend.
Oh,
lots of fun.
Get it.
She's riding horses and watching Supergirl. She just said so.
Sure, riding horses. Sure. All right.
It's not Deadpool. It's not Wade's World. Get your head out of
She ain't dropping out of the planes. That's all I know.
Never again.
Anyway, for another week, we have been the Capes.
Ampersand.
The Lunatics.
Yeah, remember, next episode, movie club with all our friends, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Send us your thoughts. You can hear them right here.
So do you guys prefer ampersand or ant?
Ampersand.
Ampersand, yeah.
It's
I think ampersand.
It's comical. It's more comical.
Yes.
Street, yo.
The only problem is our logo doesn't actually have an ampersand.
That's okay.
We actually write out and it's like, if we had the ampersand, it would make so much more sense.
That's why it's funnier.
Oh.
Nonsensical. Come on.
You know, there's a new match game with Alec Baldwin.
New Love Connection with Andy Cohen.
Love us or kiss our ampersand.